Welcome back, everybody. This is the part 2 of our two-piece set. So, you want to sit tight and watch this as well. See you at the end of the video. So here, I want to make sure the width of the fabric are folded will accommodate my hip allowance, which is the biggest part of my body. If your bust is the biggest part, you need to go with the biggest part of your bodies, right? Either your bust or your hip, because it's a long top. The front of the top has a slit. So the first thing you want to do is to mark half an inch or 1 inch all the way down. Half an inch or 1 inch all the way down. Here I've just marked half an inch. So I'm going to rule a line all the way down to the length of the top I want. Next, you want to come to the edge of the fabric where you have your shoulder line and mark half an inch allowance as well. Half an inch. Mark it and rule a line all the way. As you can see, the reason for this is because we need seam allowance around the shoulder line as well. So now you want to add your neck width. From that half an inch allowance we marked, you want to mark your neck width, which is 3.5 inches over here. And the neck depth is gonna be 7 inches. So I've got 3.5 inches for the neck width and the neck depth is 7 inches. Because of the type of neckline I've got to rule this line, connect the depth to the width in the form of a rectangle. Now for the curved part of the neckline, I'm going to come down by 4 inches for the round neck part. As you can see, the neckline has a round neck, then V-neck as well. So the round neck part of it, you're going to come down by 4 inches. Then come out from that corner by 1 inch. Then draw your curve. Draw your round neck. And once that is done, the rest of the 3 inches will be for the V-neck. We're gonna, be cutting later on. So that's the 3 inches that will be cutting later on in form of a V, slight V-neck. Now I'm gonna draw the V over there. It's a slight V-neck, not too wide. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add my shoulder measurement. Your shoulder measurement divided by 2. Whatever you have, you want to make the marking. So from the half an inch allowance, I'm going to mark my shoulder, which is 8 inches, and add half an inch seam allowance to it. So I've got 8.5 over there. Then I'm going to come down by 1 inch for the shoulder slope. Then connect the slope to the neckline. Now I'm just gonna mark my shoulder to bust point measurement. Shoulder to bust point. And make the marking. I went ahead and transferred the 8.5 on my shoulder on the bust point, 8.5 inches, and connected it right up to the shoulder line. So that's the 8.5 inches. So I connected it from the bust point right up to the shoulder line where the slope is. So for my armhole, I divided my armhole circumference by 2. Then whatever I had, I make the marking. That's me marking it over there. Once I marked it, I drill the line right there. Next, I divided my armhole over there by 2, then make the marking, and came in by 1/2 inch for the front armhole. Came in by 1/2 inch for the front armhole. Before you draw out the armhole, make sure 1/4 of your bust circumference is added. Your bust circumference divided by 4, whatever you have, make the marking before you draw out your armhole. That is very important. Now I'm going to mark 1/4 of my bust circumference. Make sure you take note of the 1/2 inch over there that we marked for the slit. Then take the measurement from that point and mark the 1/4 of your bust circumference and add 1 inch seam allowance. Then you can draw out the front panel armhole. Sorry guys, I didn't realize the chalk isn't really doing the job here, as I expected it to be visible for you all, but bear with me. So this is what I have. So this is from another angle of the armhole. You can see the shoulder there, and that's the armhole right to the bust line, and that's the back armhole there. So I've drafted the front armhole and the back armhole. Next, I added the shoulder to waistline measurement. I marked there. Then I added the shoulder to hip line. That's what I'm doing here. I didn't realize the camera wasn't picking on that. So I've got my shoulder to waist and shoulder to hip over there. And I rolled the line across. Next, I added my waist measurement. 1/4 of my waist circumference. I make the marking and added 1 inch seam allowance. Then 1 inch ease allowance. The same applies to the hip line. 1/4 of my hip line circumference was added. Then 1 inch seam allowance and a 1 inch ease allowance. That's it. Once that was done, I made the connection to the waist and to the hip line. And all the way down was a straight line from the hip. Now on the shoulder line, I came up by 1/2 inch seam allowance. Don't forget that's why we added the 1/2 inch before we started drafting the pattern. Once that was done, it was time to cut the top. This is the front panel, and I'm gonna cut the back armhole, not the front armhole. I'm gonna cut the back armhole because we're still gonna use this panel to draft the back panel. Make sure you take note not to cut the front armhole. Cut the back, and you will use this panel to draft your back panel. I will make the V-neck cut on the front panel after I finish drafting the back panel. So over here, as you can see, I've placed the front panel, leaving out the 1/2 inch. The 1/2 inch is taking off the back panel because there's no slit on the back. Take note of that. There's no slit on the back. So 1/2 inch or 1 inch, whatever you've taken for your slit, should be left out. For the back panel, I'm gonna add additional half an inch for the shoulder line seam allowance. So for the back, because I want the back panel to rest a bit on the front panel, so I'm marking half an inch, as you can see there. You want to do exactly the same thing I'm doing. For the neck depth on the back, you're gonna come down by 1.5 inches. 1.5 for the back neckline depth, and for the width is gonna be the same, 3.5 inches, the same as the front. So here I'm just drawing my back neckline. I'll go ahead and draw out my armhole as well. The waistline, the hip line are gonna stay the same. So it's just the same all the way to the hemline of the top. So the major thing here is the shoulder, the neckline, and the armhole that are different. And the slit at the front is not gonna have a slit at the front. So I'll go ahead now and start cutting. The back panel is very easy because it's got no slit at the back, just straightforward. So guys, here is the back panel and the front panel. Later I'm gonna go ahead and cut the front panel armhole because the front panel armhole is not the same as the back. As you can see, the front armhole has been cut here, so it's different from the back panel armhole. This is the back panel. This is what you should have. Now for the front panel, you want to open up the slit so we can cut our V-neck. So for the V-neck, you just do whatever you want to do. I don't want it too wide. So as you can see, I made the first cut and went ahead again and gave it another slight cut. I didn't want it to be a tiny V-neck. I gave it a more defined V-neck. So it's up to you what you do with the 3 inches V-neck. Like I said, the total length of the neckline is 7, 4 for the round neck and 3 inches for the height of the V-neck. So making 7 in total. It's up to you if you want to go up to 8 inches or 9 inches neckline depth. So here I have my neckline. I'm about to cut the facing here. So I'm cutting the facing, neckline facing for the front panel here. And later on as well, I went ahead and cut the back neckline facing. So here I'm just demonstrating how the facing will be placed right side facing right side of the fabric and how it's gonna be stitched. And this is the back panel as well. But before I start the stitching, I'm gonna go ahead and iron interfacing on both the front panel facing and the back panel facing. So once the interfacing has been ironed, then it's time to stitch. Once you have finished attaching the facing to the front and the back panel, the next stage is to work on the front slit of the top. So from the V-neck opening, you want to start stitching all the way down to your waistline. With mine, I had to go down from the waist by 3 to 4 inches because I don't want it to open before the slit opening. So I stitched from my waist down by 3 to 4 inches before the slit opening. Where you want your slit opening to be depends on you, either from the waistline itself or you want it below the waistline. The choice is yours. So once the slit opening was decided, I went ahead and stitched each side of the front slits. Now I went back and sorted my facing properly. You can see what cut I've made there so the neckline can sit properly. So I went ahead to stitch. After joining it to the main bodies, I went ahead and top stitched the facing, as you can see here. At this stage, guys, I was already falling in love with my top. Look at that. Look at the neckline. Beautiful. I absolutely love it. So now you can see the front panel almost complete. So I'm going to attach the back panel to the front panel here. Right side facing right side. And I'm going to go ahead and stitch around the shoulders. But before stitching, I'm gonna iron and make it smooth first before I continue the stitching. Next stage, I'm gonna go ahead and stitch the side all the way down to the hemline. Remember we marked 1 inch for that, for the seam allowance. From the armhole, I'm gonna stitch all the way to the waistline. Remember we've got slit opening on both sides, so I'm gonna stop the stitching on the waistline. I will then stitch the slit openings on the side. Next, I cut the 2 sleeves. If you need the sleeve tutorial, I've got a couple of tutorials about sleeves on the channel, so you want to take your time and browse through. Here I've overlocked the edges of the sleeve. Then I went ahead and folded the hem of the sleeve by 1 inch and hemmed it down, then attached the sleeve to the top, and the top was ready. Thanks everyone for watching this video right through to the end. I'll see you in my next video. So till then, look after yourself and bye for now.